robots yesterday. I have a good fucking book for y'all guys to read. It's AI Superpowers by Kai-Fu Lee. This guy is an expert in pretty much anything to do with robots, AIs, okay? In other parts of the world, their advancements in AIs are so fucking ahead of us, right? And this guy is from China, mainland China. Though he studied here and he worked with many companies here in America, such as Facebook, YouTube, well, Google, Amazon, Yelp, all these big ads, companies from Cali, right? All these major companies, and not just internet companies, but also financial companies as well. And this guy will take you in depth what they have going on in China. They're ahead, right? Super years ahead, right? And they're predicted to pass U.S. economy pretty soon, within the decade, right? And it's so they have a big ass population. It's over 1 billion people, okay? Their population is at least 3-4 times higher. Also, their middle class is already bigger than the Americans. Well, I think their middle class is even bigger than all the population in the fucking U.S. All right, so their middle class is already passing ours. All right, they might not be making as much money yet, but eventually they will surpass that. Okay, all in 20 years, they went from a shitty country to like a second superpower in like 20 years. All right, and a lot of that has to do with AI, but AI is predicted to help them become number one. All right, and why is this important? Well, the reason you want to read this book by this guy, Kylie, because he's an expert in anything to do with AIs, all right? Because he actually works with companies in China and helps produce these fucking robots, all right? So he's giving us the insight and everything, what's going on over there, and giving it to us, right? Ahead of, their shit's years ahead of us, right? And by studying what he says, by just listening, it gives you a good idea what's going to happen in the future in our country, okay? So it gives you a good idea that don't just take my word from it, or not just websites, but this guy's a fucking expert. He helped build these fucking robots, all right? The software, all right? And he's pretty much saying the same shit I am. AIs are here. They're already fucking here. They're replacing lots of fucking jobs, and they're only getting faster and better and cheaper. Okay, a long time ago, a decade ago, it would have cost like $1 million to produce a small AI fucking program machine. Now it's a couple $100,000, and it's only gonna get fucking cheaper. Okay, as companies mass produce better on this, more volume, and they get better and cheaper, efficient ways to build more AIs, software and programs and robots, then the price of robots go cheaper, right? And so companies can now afford to buy more, and not just one or two. They're gonna buy a bulk. Companies will buy in bulk, especially your big ass companies. Everybody's gonna have to eventually switch to automated, okay, automation. That's just how it is, okay. And that's just the price of business, right? The reason they do this, the AI is supposed to make shit cheaper, because at this point they're able to produce a lot more efficient at cheaper prices. Now the reason they're still going to make money is because the population of the world is still getting bigger, and so they're going to depend more on volume rather than the price of the item for the most part. So look into that, guys. Study this Kai-Fu Lee. Not just that, but look at other YouTubes. Look at the warehouses. Just start looking into it, guys. I mean, it's very much here, fool. You don't got long. As I said, biggest thing you can do, make as much money as you can, as fast as you can, invest as much as you can. All right? Try to get a second hustle, and just be ready to move. That's all I can say. And it depends, It's gonna make the difference between you having a good life in a decade from now, or having a pretty shitty life, right? Depending on the government. Now, most likely what's gonna happen with automation, 75% of jobs are gonna be gone within like 2 decades. So eventually the government's gonna have to step in and help out, because it would just collapse the whole fucking economy. Not enough taxpayers. So what's probably gonna happen is that a UBI system, which is like pretty much free money. Well, it's not really free, but You're supposed to get a check pretty much every month, but it's not going to be a lot, right? It's going to be basically like $2,500. And you got to think about this 2 decades ahead. A decade. $2,500 is not a lot, especially if you have a fucking family. And that's $2,500 for a family. If you're single, you're probably going to get about $1,200-1,500. You got to figure that shit out. Okay? So most likely people are going to go into debt up the ass just to fucking live. And that's how they like it too, because they keep you enslaved in debt. You gotta borrow credit card debt, more credit line to keep you in debt, right? You're a slave to the system. That's all I can say, guys. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.